Greetings, humans. It's me, Bob Harris, senior editor of FootballDiehards.com. Time for the Week 14 injury review, preview, update, overview. The thing we like to do every Saturday to get you up to speed, to set the table, to let you know what you need to know before you set your lineups going into Sunday's games. These things will change. As always, it's a flowing, evolving situation, so be prepared to check the late-breaking updates section on the site. Even better, go to the FSP staff rankings, where there'll be links to all the latest information, and the rankings will reflect any changes that are major. So, oh wow, why is my guy at the bottom of the list? Well, because something happened, check the link, etc. So there you have it. Tons of other great content available on the site too. I'll talk about that. But let's dive into the injuries. We'll do them chronologically, so you kind of know what kind of fallback options you need. We'll start with the Sunday early afternoon window. No bye weeks. They're a thing of the past. So, and looks like all games are set to be played on schedule. So we're looking good. All right, we'll start out. Well, not everyone's looking good. It brings us to the Carolina Panthers facing the Denver Broncos. Christian McCaffrey listed as doubtful. He added a quad injury, a thigh, did something working out on his own last week, coming off the shoulder injury. It was their bye last week. He was working out on his own and apparently strained a muscle, aggravated it in practice this week. He is listed as doubtful. Mike Davis will get another start. They don't plan on shutting McCaffrey down, by the way. I mean, you know, if he can get back next week, maybe week 16, maybe you have a guy, if he's back week 16 in a championship game, probably going to want to play him. So we have that going for us. DJ Moore on the reserve COVID-19 list. He tested positive. He will not play. Curtis Samuel was removed from the list. He was a close contact and has been cleared since. Ian Thomas, the tight end, listed as questionable with a knee injury. Not a big fantasy impact player. Denver Broncos, everyone's good to go. Drew Lock has a little bit of a back issue, but not on the injury report. Jerry Jeudy's good to go as well. The New York Giants hosting the Arizona Cardinals. Daniel Jones listed as questionable. Practiced fully Friday. Missed last week with the hamstring. Seems like he's going to return. You'll want to watch that through kickoff, but my guess is he's back. And we're more interested in Wayne Gallman there, I realize, in the passing attack, but having Jones back helps the offense in general, I think. The other side of the ball, we have some concerns. Kenyon Drake. DeAndre Hopkins listed as questionable. Drake was limited Thursday and Friday with a hip issue. Seems likely to play. Same with Hopkins. They held him out Wednesday with neck and back soreness. Cliff Kingsbury played it down. He came back, practiced on Friday, and Kingsbury said he was ready to roll. Then they listed him as questionable. So my guess is Hopkins rarely misses a game and he will play, but you'll have to watch right up through the 90-minute window leading up to kickoff for that information, which we'll have on the site or I'll have on the SiriusXM pregame show if you listen to that. Zane Gonzalez, the kicker, was ruled out today, so he will not play. Mike Nugent elevated from the practice squad, back injury for Zane Gonzalez, who has not been kicking especially well. So there's that. Ezekiel Elliott, great matchup against the Cincinnati Bengals, except he's questionable with a calf injury. Nobody seems to be very worried that he will not be available for this game. So my guess is he will play. You know, will he be full speed? Will they use him fully? Man, he looked good early against Baltimore, right? And then they kind of moved on from him. Don't know why. So Elliott listed as questionable. Expect him to play. On the other side of the ball, T. Higgins listed as questionable. Hamstring he tweaked last week. He too seems likely to play, but Brandon, it's a great matchup. Also, Brandon Allen is quarterback. Kind of a... All right, for the Houston Texans traveling to Chicago to take on the Bears. Deshaun Watson going to play the team that passed on him to draft Mitchell Trubisky. Well done, Bears. David Johnson ruled out. He was placed on the reserve COVID-19 list. Will not play this week. Brandon Cooks, Kiki QT, both listed as questionable. QT has a knee issue. He practiced in full Thursday and Friday. My guess is he'll play. Cooks, limited all week. My guess is he'll play. They'll have Chad Hansen up again from the practice squad. And Stephen Mitchell probably elevated from the practice squad this week. Hansen was very effective last week. They don't have a lot of depth there, right? So there you have that. Pharaoh Brown, the tight end, has been ruled out with a concussion. The Miami Dolphins will be hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. And Salman Ahmed has been ruled out with a shoulder injury. Everyone else is good to go. You know, a lot of guys limited this week in this game. Tua Tagovailoa, DeAndre Washington, Malcolm Perry, Jakeem Grant. All of them are good to go. Everyone came off the injury report. Adam Shaheen. On the other side of the ball, Tyreek Hill had an illness. We all saw how that went for Clyde Edwards-Helaire last week. Seems like it'll go better for Hill this week. He was missed 1 day of practice early in the week. He's come back the last 2 days. So, and same with Edwards-Helaire. He's been practicing without any issue this week. So should return to his usual role. The Minnesota Vikings at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Everyone's good to go for the Bucs. It was a little worrisome. There was finger issues Chris Godwin had the pins removed from his finger on Tuesday. I mean, they had all last week. It was a bye week. Why didn't they do it then? I don't know. Anyhow, he's good to go off the injury report, practice fully. Mike Evans missed some time this week with the hamstring issue. Bruce Arians called it a scare. Apparently they're not scared anymore. They took him off the injury report. Probably not healed all the way, but he's off the injury report and set to go in a really great matchup. On the other side of the ball, we have Irv Smith Jr. Looks like he'll return. He's listed as questionable. Kyle Rudolph listed as doubtful. Has like the longest streak at tight end in the NFL of games played. Looks like it will end this week. Listed as doubtful with a foot injury. Tyler Conklin's the other tight end there. For the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Tennessee Titans, everyone's good to go. Tyler Eifert's listed as questionable, and he should play. The expectation is... Boy, you want to get the running, but the running game is the key in this one, right? Derrick Henry, James Robinson, but also some of the receivers in this game. A.J. Brown. I love Corey Davis. So some good plays in this one. A lot of late afternoon games. That's it for the early afternoon window. So the late afternoon window, this is where it gets tricky, right? Because if you got people kicking off in the late afternoon window, you have to have fallback options. So pay attention, like you already weren't. All right, the big one, Josh Jacobs. Early in the week, John Gruden sounded really pessimistic about his chances of playing this week. All of a sudden, it sounds really good. He's listed as questionable, worked on a limited basis late in the week. I talked to Vic Tafur from The Athletic Friday night, and he said he had started hearing as early as Tuesday that Jacobs would play, and Tafur expects him to get his usual workload. So we'll see. It's not a great matchup, right? But he will be on the field. Devontae Booker will be standing by as needed. Jalen Richard. Theo Riddick got a little run last week, but that's where we stand there. The Detroit Lions hosting the Green Bay Packers. Matthew Stafford listed as questionable. He will play. Assume he will play. He has not missed a snap since week 10 when he suffered this thumb injury on his right hand. DeAndre Swift looks like he'll come back. He's listed as questionable with an illness. A little chatter around Detroit that maybe there are some migraine issues for him as well coming off the concussion. So whatever the case, he's been practicing for 2 weeks now. This will be his first week back to game action. How big a role will he play? Darrell Bevell has suggested he'd be limited to some degree in his first game back, but that was last week when he said that. He's kind of hinted about it again this week, but 2 full weeks of practice. Tim Twentyman from the team's official website kind of wrote about that and said, I think he thinks the 2 weeks practice will give him a better chance at a more complete role. Adrian Peterson standing by. Kerryon Johnson standing by. Kenny Golladay not standing by. He is ruled out again with the hip injury. No idea when he'll return. It's a mystery why they didn't place him on IR, but they haven't. So he's still lingering. On the other side of the ball, Equanimeous St. Brown listed as questionable with a knee injury and a concussion. Jay Sternberger's been ruled out with a concussion. Alan Lazard is off the injury report. Matt LaFleur said this week that he didn't see him getting a full 60 snaps. Does that mean he gets 2/3 of the snaps? Does he get 90% of the snaps? Didn't really get into that. So it's worth noting, though. It's a great matchup. I don't know that would chase me away from playing Lazard if that was my focus heading into this game, but it's worth noting. For the Washington football team at San Francisco, no Antonio Gibson. That's sad. J.D. McKissick, Peyton Barber will pick up the slack in the backfield. Gibson has a turf toe injury, and it may be a multi-week issue, but definitely this week he is officially ruled out. Tricky for the New York Jets as Seattle. Frank Gore has yet to be cleared through the concussion protocol. As I say these words, it's about noon Eastern time, a little after. We may get word that he's cleared today at some point. If he's not cleared, great news for Ty Johnson, who is on the injury report, but no concerns. Got I think a knee, but he's no injury designation. Jamison Crowder's listed as questionable with a calf. Denzel Mims has been ruled out. Had some personal issues that he had to attend to in Texas, so can't get through the COVID protocols in time. So he's out. Jeff Smith probably moves up in the rotation with Rashad Perriman and Jamison Crowder if he goes. If Crowder can't go, Braxton Berrios becomes more of a thing. But the real, pivot point here is Frank Gore. He'll make a lot of decisions. If he's playing, I'm not as eager to play Ty Johnson, who had a great week last week, and this is not an impenetrable matchup against Seattle, right? So according to Wayne Gallman, you can run on these guys. So that'll be one to watch. Check the main page of the site, late-breaking updates, all the way up through the 90 minutes leading up to kickoff. I'll have the official inactives, but I'll probably have some hints before then, and hopefully we get word that he's been cleared at some point, or not, if you're a Ty Johnson person. On the other side of the ball, everyone's healthy and practicing. Chris Carson, Carlos Hyde, both removed from the injury report. They were limited early in the week. Expect Carson's role to continue to grow or at least, stabilize as the lead back. Rashad Penny is practicing, eligible to return from IR. Comments by Pete Carroll. You can find them in an article on the site right now. Make it sound like it's not going to be a return this week, but he's pretty happy with his progress. Julio Jones for the Atlanta Falcons ruled out against the Chargers. Will not play. Hamstring issue ongoing. Everyone else is off the injury report. Todd Gurley, Hayden Hurst. So everyone else is there. Is good to go for the Chargers. Troymaine Pope listed as questionable. Justin Jackson is practicing and eligible to return from IR. Don't know if he will this week. They have a 4 p.m. Eastern time deadline to activate players, any of the players who are coming off IR. So watch for that on the main page of the site or in the FSP staff rankings. Sunday Night Football, Steelers and Bills. Everyone's good to go. James Conner's back. Will return to the lineup. Marquise Pouncey activated off COVID reserve too. That should help the run blocking. They have not been running the ball well. Bills, everyone's good to go. Josh Allen's been playing through minor knee and ankle issues. He will continue to do so, and he's been playing quite well. Monday Night Football, injury reports aren't out yet. I'll have those again on the main page of the site when the designations are released. But Kadero Hodge seems unlikely to play for a second straight week. He missed last week. Hurt his hamstring before the game. Austin Hooper, though, is the mystery. Was added to the injury report on Friday with a neck issue. That'll be one to watch for. Check the staff rankings. Check the late-breaking updates. Watch for more on that before Monday night. Have a fallback plan if he's questionable. On the other side of the ball, Des Bryant remains on the reserve COVID-19 list. Won't play this week, it seems. Willie Snead off the list. Mark Andrews off the list. They're pretty much back up to full speed in Baltimore, and no major issues of note there. So there you have it. Once again, keep tabs on the site. Plenty of information in the late breaking update section. That'll roll all the way up through each kickoff window on Sunday and up through Monday night. We'll have news and information for you there as well. So take advantage of that. Tons of other content as well. Videos. We'll have Jen Ryan's prop till you drop. Love the prop bets. Great kind of translation to fantasy and helping us decide what kind of lineup decisions we'll make there and maybe win a little money. Of course, we have the Wednesday night DFS lineup show with Kyle Dvorak and Jason Brady. We'll have John Lobb's DFS cash video up shortly. My Ask Me Anything video will be up later today or Saturday. If you're watching this before 2 p.m., 4 p.m. Saturday afternoon Eastern time, go to the YouTube channel, Football Diehards YouTube channel, and ask me anything. I'll answer all your questions. We've got articles by Brad Cruz, John Lobb, Jen Ryan, Gary Davenport, Justin Lanero, Kyle Dvorak, Matthew Jaron, Evan Tarciano. The whole litany of stuff is there and available. Tons of tools, lineup optimizers, rest of season rankings, which is very helpful this time of year as you're trying to plot out your strategy heading into the playoffs. So there you have it, everybody. I'm Bob Harris, signing off. Good luck this week. It's important, people. Crunch time, and we know this, right? We work harder as the season gets later, even though we know fewer people are as interested. We know the ones who are even more interested. So we're with you, man.